to the Paul Cruz Sales Agency. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I have a very fundamental, basic, and powerful topic that I want to share with you guys out there as small business owners, entrepreneurs, and even salespeople. Recently I've been focusing on and putting videos together to getting back to basic fundamentals. I think that's one of the problems that a lot of entrepreneurs, small business owners do. They don't focus on fundamental principles and values. And it's easy to do that because we get caught up, we got so many things going, we got people we're dealing with, and sometimes we don't take time to take a back seat and think about what fundamental things we need to change to grow our business. And so what I'm going to do, this is a two-part series, and there's 10 principles and values that I focus on, that I examine in my business all the time, to make sure that the big problems never come. And when they do come, I'm prepared for them. But you have to be able to nip those problems before they become a problem. In other words, it's easier to avoid a problem if you see it than getting in it and then trying to get out of that problem. And that's why it's important that you examine your business. But I got two questions for you. Do you give your car an oil change every 6 months or every 4 to 5,000 miles? You do, right? Why? Because you want to make sure your vehicle is running to get you to point A and point B, right? To your destination. Do you give your body and your health an examination every year? I hope you do. And if you do, why do you do that? Because you want to make sure there's nothing wrong inside my body that you don't know about, so that you can address it before it becomes a real problem, right? That's what I do. Your business is no different. Here's a follow-up question. Do you give a full tune-up to your vehicle or your vehicles every single year? Of course you do. Well, you should, right? Why do you do that? Because you want to make sure your vehicle is running properly so that it could get you to your destination, so that it doesn't break down on you. The same thing with your health, right? You want to make sure that you're healthy to enjoy the fruits of your labor, that you can enjoy your family, that you can enjoy going on vacation or traveling or whatever you do. You want to make sure you're healthy to do that, right? Or your business is no different. So what I'm going to share with you, 10 different things that I look for and that I examine in my business all the time. It's going to be two parts. And I'm going to dig deep into them and why you need to examine these things. Because if you do, you're going to be able to prevent and avoid unnecessary problems. And one of the major problems I've learned is when things are going well, your business is prospering, people are excited, yeah, everybody's getting along. But that's when problems starts to happen because people get complacent. So when things are going well for me, I'm always cautious and careful that I don't get too excited about it. Why? Because I know things could get complacent, things could be overlooked. And then when the problem hits you, you could have avoided it, and now it's worse than what it could have been, right? So that's why I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. So what I'm going to talk about in this two-part series, I'm going to talk about cause and effects, mindset and attitude. I'm going to talk about that we may be the problem why our business is not growing. I'm going to talk about sales process, or what I call the selling process, why that could be a problem in your business. Also leads, why leads could be a problem in your business. Certain people may not be the right person in your business. I'm going to talk about values and principles. I'm going to discuss, our word and our character, why that's so important. I'm going to discuss leadership, what leadership really is and what it should be. And I'm going to talk about vision, because without vision, there's no direction. It's called chaos. Does that make sense? And when there's no vision, people fail. And then if you're the leader of your business, your people will fail because you don't have the vision for your people. And it's important that we do that. Does that make sense? So anyway, buckle up, get ready. It's going to be an exciting two-part series. Again, if you're watching me on my channel, do me a favor, smash the like button, share your comments, and also hit the subscription button below and tap the notification so that you could be aware of the upcoming business series about, getting back to basic fundamentals. Does that make sense? Now, for the introduction. Talk to you later. To part one of a two-part series in Are You Examining Your Business? Before I dig into the topic, I'm going to ask you, if you like this video, do me a favor, smash the like button, share your comments. That helps the algorithm and it helps me grow the channel. Also, if you want to follow me and you've been watching my videos, do me a favor, hit the subscription button below, tap the notification so that you can be aware of the next videos that are coming up. Now, recently, I've been talking about and putting a series of videos together about getting back to basic fundamentals. I'm all about basic fundamental, all about building the right foundation. Why? Because when you could go back to basics and you understand the basics of business and selling, and you have a strong foundation, you're going to be able to minimize your mistakes. You're going to be able to grow your business exponentially, effectively, without all of the drama, without all of the problems that you could avoid. So I'm very adamant about it. Okay. Now, part one is there's 5 points that I think you should focus on. And as I said in the opening monologue, you got to examine your business like you examine your vehicle, like you examine your health, right? Because if your vehicle, you neglect it by not maintaining it, it's going to eventually break down and it's not going to get you to your destination, right? And it's going to create other problems that you may not be aware about, right? From frustration to a bad mindset, a bad attitude, and costing you money that you could have avoided spending, right? So this is important. So the number one thing that I think we all should be focusing on is just something you cannot ignore. It's a part of life. It's a law that exists that you have to deal with every day. So one of the things is cause and effects. So number one is cause and effects. Let's dig into that particular one. Now, you have to find the cause of why your business is not growing. Okay? Why is it stagnant? Obviously, if you're not producing sales or your revenue is not growing, then there's things you got to figure out why. What is the cause? And the cause could be just the way you think, because the way you think is the cause. Why? Because the way you think is the way you're going to take action, right? That's the effect. It's very simple. Why did I start with cause and effects? Because everything we do in our business and our life starts with how we think. It's the cause. There's no ways around that. If you jump from a plane or a 10-story building without a parachute, you're going to die, right? If you do drugs, you're going to die eventually. If you are a drug dealer, you're going to be in jail or you're going to get killed, right? That's the effect. If you don't think about examining your business every day and taking a back seat and figuring out, what am I doing wrong? What is the problem? You're not going to have a successful business. It's just that simple. So cause and effects is very, very important. Now, I said that one first because it transitions into number two. Okay. Number two is mindset and attitude. For those of you who follow me, you know that I'm always speaking about mindset and attitude, because your mindset is the cause. How you think is the cause. And as I said before, selling is a mindset, right? Some of you heard me say that. And closing is an attitude, right? Because it's the action of the mindset. So as an entrepreneur and business owner, you have to have the right mindset. You have to think a certain way. And see, there's a difference between being an entrepreneur and a business owner. An entrepreneur is the creator. They have the vision. They put concepts together. A business owner is about building relationships, because business is people. Because if you have the right mindset, right, then you're going to develop a perfect attitude. An attitude is an action. Attitude is the result. Attitude is the production. And some of you heard me say this many times. And it may sound corny and cliche, but attitude is contagious. Is your attitude worth catching? If you're the CEO and the entrepreneur and the leader of your business, you will set the tone for how your attitude is within the company. You're going to set the tone for the environment of how people want to work for you or work in the business, and if they want to take ownership of their position. And one thing I've learned, if you are a leader and you're the CEO and you're the entrepreneur, never make it about you. Make it about everybody else. That's the right mindset. That's the right attitude. That's how I run my business. Does that make sense? Now, number 3, this is something that we all have to do. We could be the problem. In other words, you got to examine who you are. Examine yourself. Because sometimes we are the problem. Why? Because it may be because of pride, ego. You're so set emotionally in that decision that you don't know how to let it go, knowing it's not the right thing for everyone involved. So we have to examine our attitude. We have to examine ourselves. We have to examine, am my ego is destructive? Am I too prideful? Am I overlooking things that are very simple that I need to make a change? And it's easy to get puffed up and get egotistical and have pride. When you're successful and you're making money and your business is growing, you got all the attention and people always around you. We get pumped up. We get puffed up. I fight that every day. I want to make sure I stay humble. So we, as an entrepreneur, business owner, and leader of the business, we have to examine who we are. Because we are the leaders of the organization, of the business, right? So number 3 is we are the problem sometimes. So we have to examine who we are. Now, number 4, I got my notes here, is you have to examine your selling process. Most people call it sales process. For me, I call it what it is. It's selling process, because the sales is the end result of the selling, right? So you have to really look at what your selling process is. You know, there's a word that's being used a lot out there on social media and business. It's called scaling, right? And I get what it means. I don't like to use words that everybody uses. I like to call it what it is. It's selling, right? If you don't have the right selling process, then you can't scale your business forward. You can scale forward, or you can scale getting rid of certain things, right? You're still scaling, but if you don't have the right selling process and the selling process is not effective, your people, your salespeople are not going to be able to be successful within that process, which means the end result will be that your business is not as productive and is not as valuable as it could be. These are simple things. Are you examining your selling process? Think about it. It may sound like, what is this guy talking about? Well, think about it. If you get a lot of leads, right, and you don't have a good selling process, you just wasted time and money and energy. Because you may have something of value there, but you don't know that is there. You don't know how to extrapolate it. You don't have the right process to take that lead or those leads and convert them into sales and convert these prospects into customers because you don't have the right selling process. Just think about it. These are just basic things. And so this is one of the things I examine all the time. Every 6 months, I'm always examining it, whether I'm working by myself or I have my team. I want to make sure that we don't get complacent. I want to make sure that every day my people are getting better. Because if they're getting better and they're becoming more valuable, I'm becoming more valuable, and I'm getting better as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and as a leader because I set the tone. Does that make sense? Now, number 5 is leads. I know leads. What are you talking about, leads? Yeah, leads. It's important. It's vital that you make the effort by taking the right time and getting the right leads for your business. Now, I'm speaking to you small business owners and entrepreneurs and salespeople. If you're limited in your budget and you're spending money on advertising, marketing, and buying leads, you might be wasting a lot of money and time and effort. There's some fundamental, simple things you can do to make sure you could target the right leads for your product and services. And your product and services may not be for everyone. Why don't you take the time to figure out who is your right audience and target them? And even if you do target them and you get the right leads, if you don't have the right selling process, it's a waste of time too. So for me, for example, my business, I have a sales company. I have 3 companies, but my main company is a sales company. My company does exactly what it says. Paul Cruz Sales Agency, where sales happen. It's not a cliche. It's not just a tagline. It's what my company does. It produces sales. And my services is for every business owner, entrepreneur, and even salespeople, no matter what the industry is. It's something every business needs. My job is to get them to want what I'm offering against my competitors. Right? But I have to target the right leads so I can offer my right services to those leads or to those prospects. And the only reason why I could do that is because I have confidence in my selling process. But if I don't understand cause and effects, I don't have the right mindset, the right attitude. I don't examine me as the entrepreneur, as a business owner, as the leader, and as a salesperson. It doesn't matter how many leads I get. I'm not going to be successful. Does that make sense? So these are 5 things. This is part 1 of 2-part series. I encourage you that you really think about cause and effects. I encourage you to really think about and examine your mindset, your attitude. I really encourage you to examine who you are, what your weaknesses are. What do you need to change personally to get the better mindset and the better attitude, or the right mindset and the perfect attitude, so that you could build a better and more effective selling process for your salespeople, for your whole organization, and so that you're able, by examining yourself, examining your business, you're able to get the right leads so that you could produce more sales, so that you can increase your cash flow, so that you can multiply your annual revenue, so that you could produce higher profit margin, so that you could get a higher return on your investment capital, so that you can give your people a promotion, bonuses, and everybody's participating. Isn't that important? Isn't that why we have a business? So that people could prosper? That's why I have a business. Does that make sense? Anyway, guys, this is part one. I hope this has been helpful. Again, if you like the video, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscription button below, tap the notification, and also share your comments below. Let me know what you think, whether you agree, disagree, if you have any questions, or if you have any other ideas about what we should examine. I would love to know, because guess what? I'm always looking to improve. I'm always looking to get better, and I always look at other people's opinion. And if it's valuable to me, I'm going to use it. If it's not, I still respect it and appreciate that they gave me their time and shared their opinions with me. Anyway, guys, till we speak again, this is Paul Cruz with Paul Cruz Sales Agency. And remember this, guy, examine your business, make the changes, and watch your business grow. See you in part two. Take care.